Get this, the LAPD agrees to change how it reports on and monitors potential terrorists after Muslim groups launched complaints. But shouldn't the police be focused on keeping us safe rather than worrying about what advocacy groups think? Dr. Zuhdi Jasser is the founder and president of American Islamic Forum for Democracy. He's with us from Phoenix this morning. Good morning to you, Doctor.
Good morning, Dave.
What's your reaction to the LAPD giving in to Muslim protests?
Well, I'll tell you, first, actually, I want to do a shout-out to my Navy friends. I was attached to the WASP group when I was a doc in the 90s, so a shout-out to them on Fleet Week. About this monitoring program, the LAPD, I can't tell you enough how much this may compromise our program. It's interesting, though, you know, the further you get from ground zero, the more the cops and the police forces seem to sometimes be pushed into the bullying tactics of these Islamist groups. I mean, the NYPD, for example, recently has been vindicated. The Attorney General, the Mayor Bloomberg, even Attorney General Holder came and said, well, he congratulated the NYPD on their programs. There's been nothing illegal. These are just data gathering programs. Interesting, Secretary Napolitano herself has a program put out for the past few years with billboards all over the country that say, see something, say something. Now with this acquiescence to the Islamist groups like the Muslim Public Affairs Council, they basically are saying, see something, say something, and delete it because they don't want to keep the data. They basically said, we're not going to keep data because it could be abused, etc.
Doctor, to those Muslims who were not happy, they say, simply a man taking a picture of an office building, praying at a parking lot, or even viewing a bridge through binoculars, even if you had no criminal activity in your past, is considered reasonable to prompt a police report. Is that fair and just in your opinion?
Well, it's not fair and just if they're going to act on that information alone, and nobody's saying that they should be acting, but when citizens gather that data and they report it, all the police is doing is putting it into a data base. And as we know, we look back, for example, when Nidal Hassan, the day before he did kill 13 of our fellow soldiers, he gave his Quran away to his neighbor. There were other acts he did that nobody reported. If that data had been gathered and then all of a sudden they see some criminal activity happening and all of a sudden it pulls in that other data that could be useful in counterterrorism, and there's been no studies, there's been no cases to show that that data has been abused, and all of this is simply fear-mongering from Islamist groups that want to control police and tell them what to do. They want to put an inspector general in the LAPD and hamstring them and handcuff them from doing good police work.
Doctor, real quick, it's a tale of two coasts because the state attorney general here in New York gave an apparent approval of what the NYPD is doing in terms of wireless, warrantless surveillance of law-abiding Muslims. CARE says they're disappointed. Is the NYPD and the New York AG doing the right thing in your opinion?
Absolutely, and even Governor Christie's come out and said it was right, and after they analyzed it and responded to all these groups, and you know, at the end of the day, if they were doing the wrong thing and invading our privacy, you think there'd be a case, you think there'd be some substantive evidence to show they were doing illegal activity, and they're not. It's simply good, granular police work to get information and allow it to be used when criminal activity may be happening so that it can add to the information of radicalization that may be happening. And we need to wake up from our denial, and these Muslim groups that are complaining don't speak for all American Muslims in the United States.
Dr. Zuhdi Jasser, thanks for being with us. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. It's nice to be with you.
All right, guys.
All right, Dave. Dr. Jasser just mentioned the USS Wasp. Let's go back out there and join Anna Coyman.